Always take pictures and memories of your life. One moment in your life will change, another moment and you have your breakthrough. There is nothing impossible in life. No road is straight. Everything is about God. Everything is about Alhamdulillah. Real Madrid on match day 16 lost by 2 goals to 0 at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium to Celta Vigo. The biggest upset in the Spanish La Liga 2025-2026 season. Barcelona now leads the Spanish La Liga table with 4 points. Real Madrid is second. How possible is it? And how can Real Madrid catch up with FC Barcelona on the Spanish La Liga table? The biggest upset. Alvaro Carreras getting a red card. Celta getting the first goal. And Real Madrid had 2 red cards. The biggest upset in the Spanish La Liga. The biggest upset in the English Premier League on match day 15. Hugo Ekitike scoring 2 goals for Liverpool. And Szoboszlai also getting his second goal to make it 3-3 on match day 15 in the English Premier League. Do you think Ancelotti should be sacked as a head coach of Liverpool? Do you think Ancelotti hasn't done so well to push Liverpool to the top of the English Premier League table? How did your weekend go if you support Liverpool? And how did your weekend go if you support Real Madrid? Every Madridista is asleep. Kieran Fletcher, wow, what a shocking result in the La Liga. It's one of the biggest upsets in the Spanish La Liga season. Now Barcelona leads the Spanish La Liga table with 4 points. The best moment you can always think of in the Spanish La Liga. Real Madrid was leading the Spanish La Liga table. Now Barcelona leading the Spanish La Liga table. In the 2024-2025 season, it was Real Madrid who was leading the La Liga table with 7 points. Barcelona took charge of the La Liga table and they led the table and they took the table and they won the Spanish La Liga, won the Spanish Supercopa de España trophy, and won the Copa del Rey ahead of Real Madrid. Now in 2025, it has repeated itself again. 4 points behind Real Madrid, and Barcelona has taken control of the Spanish La Liga table. Who is going to win the Spanish La Liga 2025-2026 season? Can Barcelona do it once again? Can Ancelotti do it back to back after winning in 2024, a treble season in the 2024-2025 season? Now, Real Madrid is still chasing Barcelona for the title race. 4 points behind. Last season, it was 7 points. And Barcelona won the Spanish La Liga. This season, it's now a different ballgame altogether. And Barcelona is also leading the Spanish La Liga. How is it possible that Real Madrid will be dominating and they will fall flat on the table for Barcelona to take charge and lead the table? And in the English Premier League in the 2024-2025 season, it was a season for Manchester City. It was a season for Chelsea. It was a season for Arsenal. And then, but all of a sudden, Liverpool took charge of the English Premier League table and they won it. Now, in the English Premier League, it's 2 points behind Manchester City, 3 points behind Aston Villa. How has that been that Arsenal will lead the English Premier League table and succumb to so many defeats, so many draws, and now 2 points behind the league leaders and 3 points behind the third place? How possible is it? How do you look at the table and say your club has best 24 hours for me? I'm telling you, Ash, it's one of the best moments you can always think of when it comes to the Spanish La Liga, when it comes to the Spanish La Liga, when it comes to the English Premier League. It has always been the best moment for you. And you said it. Ash said he wished Arsenal would win against Aston Villa at the Villa Park. And Arsenal couldn't do it. And Ash also said he wished Real Madrid would also win. But Real Madrid lost. And he said he thinks Barcelona will pick the 3 maximum points. And Barcelona did. The best weekend you can always think of in the English Premier League, in the Spanish La Liga. Barca scored 5, Messi won MLS Cup, and Madrid dropped points. What a week. One of the best weeks you can remember when it comes to football. One of the finest weeks you can remember when it comes to football. One of the greatest moments you can always remember when it comes to football. Everyone has smiled. If you are a Liverpool fan, if you are an Arsenal fan, and if you are a Man City fan, and if you are a Chelsea fan, those that smiled, smiled. Those that wept, wept. Those that couldn't think it go in favor of them are still crying. Next La Liga match, Madrid, Arsenal right back and left back. That is one of the saddest moments when it comes to the Spanish La Liga. Alvaro Carreras getting a red card, and their finest right back is also having a red card. But they can always switch. They can always switch. They will have the best moments in the Spanish La Liga. Things hasn't been well for Real Madrid, but Madrid will still find a way and pick the maximum points at stake in the Spanish La Liga. The season is not over yet. Still, definitely, teams will be dropping points, and points will be. Madrid got 3 red cards, it was 2 red cards in the match, and one of the Hendrick in the back. Yes, Madrid had 2 red cards, not 3. It was 2. Carreras had the last red card. Sometimes, when it comes to football, a lot of things happens. When you think you are going to win, you will lose. When you think you have 99.9% chance of winning it, you are going to drop points. So the weekend has been one of the best, has been one of the saddest moments when it comes to the English Premier League, and when it comes to the Spanish La Liga. Even Frank Garcia got red card. Yes, Frank Garcia got red card before Alvaro Carreras also got red card. The red card from Garcia was a foul, and Alvaro Carreras' red card was an argument. They were playing 9 versus 11. Whoa, that's great. I only saw 2 red cards because I was a little bit tired. Yes. And one thing is, nobody ever thought Real Madrid, so 3 red card, Carreras, Frank Garcia, and Enrique. Nobody ever thought all the red cards will go that way to Real Madrid. That is why I said one of the biggest upsets in football happened to Real Madrid, and one of the biggest upsets in football happened to Liverpool against Leeds United. And Leeds United have been one of the finest teams when it comes to the English Premier League. They came from the Championship. Leeds United and Sunderland really came into the English Premier League to do magic and to do wonders in the English Premier League. They've been one of the best clubs when it comes to the English Premier League season. Leeds United have been one of the finest clubs 2025-2026 season, playing against the top clubs in the English Premier League. Did so well. Militao got hamstring injured. Dean is already injured. Carvajal and Trent Alexander injured. This is what I am talking about, Ash. And The season is just frustrating for Real Madrid. The season is just so sad for Real Madrid. How will they turn things around? But one thing we should always remember is Real Madrid has players that can turn things around for them. Real Madrid has players that will always put smiles on their faces. Nobody ever thought it could go that way for Real Madrid, but it is. And Barca is back in form. We must use this time to extend the league. Ash, you are right. Like you said the other time, that you pray Barca wins. And Barca did their best to pick all the 3 maximum points at stake. And their season has been the best so far. When you look at the games that they've played at the Spotify Camp Nou, and then when you look at the games that they have played, and they played against Real Betis, Barca has done their best to make sure everything that they have ever wished for happens in their favor. At the Spotify Camp Nou, after the refurbishment, they played 3 matches at the Spotify Camp Nou before playing Real Betis, and they won it, and they've done a spectacular job, winning by 5 goals to 3. What do you think about Liverpool Mo Salah situation? It's one of the worst situations I've ever seen in football. A promise to Mohamed Salah, and the promise hasn't been fulfilled. The same thing they are doing to Mohamed Salah is the same thing they did to Sadio Mane. The same thing they are doing to Mohamed Salah is the same thing they did to Sadio Mane. And Sadio Mane now is in Saudi Arabia playing for Al Nassr. He has peace of mind. Sometimes European football is one of the saddest things you can ever think of. That is why most Africans, when they start making name, then they go to the Saudi Pro League or they go to China, because they will want to have peace of mind, from Sadio Mane to Mohamed Salah. Now Mohamed Salah is complaining about the situation happening to him. Why would Ancelotti decide, or why would management from Liverpool decide that Mohamed Salah is their biggest problem, so they should cut him off? And we are cutting Mohamed Salah off, someone who has been your best ever player, someone who has scored goals back to back, winning the English Premier League in the Messi won his major title for Inter Miami, who was fighting relegation before he joined. That is why I'm saying the biggest upset in football always happens when you have the right mentality to do what you want to do. Inter Miami was nowhere when it comes to football, but now Inter Miami has won 4 trophies since Messi joined. Since Messi joined Inter Miami in 2023, Inter Miami, as Ronaldo has not won anything with Al Nassr, even though Al Nassr was top team in their league. No, before Ronaldo joined Al Nassr wasn't doing badly. It has always been Al Hilal who has been winning the Saudi Pro League. Before Ronaldo joined, Al Hilal has always been winning the Saudi Pro League. But when Ronaldo joined, they won 1 trophy, the Saudi Super Cup, I think. Ronaldo has won 1 trophy, but he has not won the league. With Al Nassr was in the 2nd position before Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, they've always been 2nd. Al Hilal has always been 1st before Al Nassr decided to sack their coach and bring in George Jesus, who has now turned things around for Al Nassr to now start leading the Saudi Pro League table. And it's been one Saudi Salman Cup is friendly between 2 teams. Ash, thank you so much for the update. But it's still a trophy Ronaldo won. You see, sometimes football, a lot of things happens. I'll do that cross check and then we'll talk about it this evening. Don't worry. I'll do that check, whether it was a Saudi Super Cup or it was a friendly between two teams. I'll do that research and then I'll come back and then we'll talk more about it. Okay, sometimes you might know, sometimes you might forget. Football, there is a lot of dynamics, there is a lot of things you need to always research before you come online and then talk about it. Messi is the most decorated player with 48 titles. No one comes close. No one has ever come close to Messi. And he has won back-to-back MVP award in the MLS League. Do you mean before Messi, he is the greatest player football ever has seen? He is the greatest footballer football has ever seen. And he will always be the greatest footballer the world will always see. Sometimes football has a lot of things on board, a lot of things that you can never imagine. A lot is happening when it comes to football. When you want to talk about Messi, when you want to talk about Ronaldo, these two players have achieved a lot when it comes to football. You cannot mention one person's name and omit the other. They've all done their best in football, but Messi has achieved more. When it comes to assists, 406 assists in his entire football career. And Ronaldo, when it comes to goals, he is also always there. But when it comes to major trophies, Leo Messi, he is not a CM, but he has won Playmaker Award. He is not a striker, but he is almost Golden Boot. He has achieved everything. When I think about him, he is not a human. The most Golden Boots and 91 goals in one calendar. And Messi has always been the greatest. Ronaldo has also always been the greatest. When it comes to achievement, these players need to be celebrated. These two players always needs to be celebrated because what Messi has done in football, he always needs to be worshipped. He is the magnetic human when it comes to football. He is the man with the golden feet when it comes to football. He is the man who idealizes football. He is the man that always needs to be prayed for when it comes to football. He is the man that has set the record that can never be broken by anyone. The only player that has won, I don't like Cristiano Ronaldo anymore because he talks nonsense in interviews. No, Ronaldo doesn't talk nonsense in interviews. He always wants to put the words straight. He is always obsessed with Messi. Nobody can think about what one of them is obsessed about the other. But let's see what happens in football. Football has a lot of dynamics. Football has a lot of things when you want to speak about it. There's always a lot of things that changes football. But let's see what happens in subsequent matches. Let's see what happens in games. Because what Messi has achieved is beyond human imagination. What Messi has been able to accumulate is beyond human imagination. He is the only player that has magnet on his feet. He is the only player with the golden feet. He has won World Cup. It's just a 7-match tournament, so not big. Imagine. You know one thing, football is always like a telescope. It always goes round. And there is always achievement done by someone. Ash, do you ever thought that Arsenal leading the English Premier League table, they will drop points and it will become 2 behind Man City? Ash, he hasn't scored a single World Cup knockout game yet. He tries to talk trash about everything. Football, everyone talks about what he wants to talk about. Ronaldo has his own problems. Messi also has his own problems. But when it comes to the game on the pitch, there is always the best, there is always the greatest, there is always the finest. You can always imagine what these two players have done when it comes to football. They have always been the ones who is always saying, who is always doing a lot when it comes to. I already knew Arsenal would drop. It's the same every season, and they have all been like that. Each and every season, every Arsenal fan thinks Arsenal is going to win the title. But at the end of the day, they succumb to those defeats and the title race goes over for them. They started so well and they dropped. They will start so well and they will drop. Mikel Arteta has been the coach that has a lot of players. City will win the Premier League. I think City has 99.9% chance of winning the Premier League. And the game between City and Arsenal will determine who is going to win the Premier League. Arsenal has always been the one who always want to stop Man City shine when it comes to the Premier League. But Man City has been the best club when it comes to the English Premier League. They've been one of the best clubs when it comes to competitions in the English Premier League. And Man City will always dominate against the Gunners. 2025-2026 season will always be the best moment for every single team. When it comes to the English Premier League, they will always be the best. They will always be the finest. They will always be the greatest. City will also cook Madrid in the next UEFA Champions League. Hala, Dogu, and Foden are in great form. You see, before the start of the UEFA Champions League, there is something that is always under control. And Real Madrid is getting down the drain minute by minute, bit by bit. And Manchester City didn't start the English Premier League well. They didn't start the UEFA Champions League well. They won matches and they started dropping points. Now they've picked up the tempo and matches upon matches upon matches upon matches. Man City is doing so well. When they are down, they know they won't be out. They know they'll pick the maximum points. They know they'll put smiles on on the faces of their team supporters, and it has always been so. It's almost 5 a.m. in the morning. Now I'll go to sleep, brother. Good night. Ash, thank you so much for joining my live stream. You've been a brother, a friend, and everything from another mother. You've always stood by me, thick and thin. You've always done your best to make sure I smile whenever you come on my live stream. Thank you so much for the tactical analysis you gave me. Thank you for the tactical analysis you brought out into the game. But who is going to win the English Premier League? Who is going to win the Spanish La Liga? Who is going to win the Italian Serie A? And who is going to win? Take care, brother. I will see you in the next live. Thank you so much, Ash. And I will always come live for you to enjoy whatever we always talk about. Hi. Hey, my brother. Techie Zedit. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. Hope you're good and hope you've had a wonderful moment. Hope your night and your day has been great. Welcome to the best YouTube streams in the world. One of the finest, one of the best YouTube live streams in the world. We always talk about football. We always want to bring the best to each and I am Tobias. I have changed my name. Thank you so much, Tobias. Tobias the Good. How are you doing? Hope your day has been good. Hope your day went on very well. Tobias, who is going to win the English Premier League? Who is going to win the Spanish La Liga? And who is going to win the Italian Serie A? Real Madrid losing by 2-0 to Celta Vigo. Do you think if Real Madrid hasn't been their best this season, they started so well and they dropped points upon points upon points in the Spanish La Liga, and everything is going down the drain for Real Madrid? Will things change? Yeah, I remember you, my brother. I remember you. Sometimes when you change your name, I find it very difficult in locating, but I always don't forget about you. Thank you so much for reminding me, and I really appreciate the effort you always put in for me. In the English Premier League, Liverpool 3, Leeds United 3, Man City winning by 5-3, and Arsenal losing by 2 goals to 1 at the Villa Park to Aston Villa. And now Real Madrid. Everyone, I have to go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tobias the Good. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. I really appreciate the effort that you brought in for me. Just a second is even enough for me to you put smiles on my face this morning, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. It's been one of the best moments when it comes to the English Premier League, when it comes to the Spanish La Liga, when it comes to the Italian Serie A, when it comes to the German Bundesliga, when it comes to the French League 1. It has always been the best moment for everyone. It has always been the best moment to put smiles on the faces of each and every team and supporter. Should Ancelotti be sacked as the head coach of Liverpool? Can Xabi Alonso help Madrid win the Spanish La Liga title? After leading the Spanish La Liga table, they've succumbed to so many defeats on the Spanish La Liga season, and now second on the Spanish La Liga table, 4 points behind league leaders FC Barcelona. How possible is it? It happened in the 2024-2025. Now the same thing has repeated itself in the 2025-2026 season. How possible is it that Real Madrid will lead the Spanish La Liga and they will succumb to the defeats, and the Spanish La Liga title will go in favor of Barcelona? How possible is it? The same thing has happened to Arsenal. They were leading the English Premier League table, and now they succumb to defeats and draws. And now the points gap between Arsenal and Man City is 2 points. The points gap between Arsenal and Aston Villa is just a single point. It's just 3 points. How possible is it that you will lead the table, you drop points, and the table will now be over for you? The best moment in the Spanish La Liga season, the best moment in the English Premier League, the saddest moment everyone never thought it could happen. Everyone thought Real Madrid would pick the 3 maximum points, and they have lost it. And now Barcelona is leading the Spanish La Liga table. Messi winning first league title in the MLS League. Super performance for Leo Messi since joining Inter Miami in 2023. Since joining Inter Miami in 2023, Leo Messi has been the best footballer for Inter Miami. Leo Messi has been the greatest footballer for Inter Miami. Leo Messi has set the standard straight for Inter Miami. Inter Miami were nowhere when it comes to the MLS League. But look at where Messi has brought Inter Miami so far to. Now Inter Miami is the most decorated club in the MLS League. Since Messi joined, they've won 4 titles. Since they won the Supporters' Shield, they won the MLS Cup, 4 titles since 2023. Since Leo Messi joined Inter Miami, 4 titles in 2023. How happy are you if you love Leo Messi? How happy are you if you've always been praying for Leo Messi? How happy are you if you've always supported Messi? And how happy are you if you've always been watching the MLS League? The best moment everyone has sat down to think about, that Leo Messi is the greatest footballer of all time, and he has always been the only footballer with 8 Ballon d'Ors. The rest have won once, the rest have won twice, the rest have won 5. But Messi is the greatest footballer of all time. He is the GOAT. Moving from FC Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain, things didn't go well for him in the French League 1. Moved from the French League 1 and joined the MLS League in 2023. And it has been the greatest moment for Leo Messi in the MLS League. It has been one of the finest moments for Leo Messi in the MLS League. It has been one of the most decorated moments for Leo Messi in the MLS League. He has won back-to-back MVP awards. He has won back-to-back trophies in the MLS League. 4 trophies since 2023 2023, 2024, 2025. In 3 years, he has won 4 trophies with Inter Miami. Are you happy if you are a Messi fan? Are you happy if you support Inter Miami? Are you happy if what Messi has achieved with Inter Miami, are you happy with him? That Messi, at the long run, has achieved the best moments when it comes to football for Inter Miami. You won't be happy if you are not a Messi fan, but you will be happy for him, for these achievements he's been able to accumulate for himself and for Inter Miami. His trophy laden is always booming up. He has always been the finest footballer of all time. He has always been the greatest footballer of all time. And now 2026 FIFA World Cup will determine Messi's final moment at the FIFA World Cup. He has been one of the best footballers you can always celebrate. There should be a statue from FIFA for Leo Messi as the biggest GOAT of all time, as the greatest footballer of all time, as the finest footballer of all time. The man from Argentina, the man from Argentina, the man with the golden feet, the man with the magnetic feet, the man who has seen it all when it comes to football, the man who has heard it all when it comes to football. Since 2005 till date, Messi has been the greatest footballer of all time, winning 48 trophies in his entire football career in 1,136 games. He has scored 896 goals, 406 assists, and 48 trophies in his entire football career. How would you rate Messi? How do you see Messi? How do you sit down and look at Messi in the mirror and say he has achieved the best? When you look at your mirror, how do you see Messi? The greatest GOAT of all time, the most decorated footballer, the finest footballer, one of the most standing moments when it comes to football has been the moment you will always look at Messi and say he has achieved what he wants to achieve. When he retires from football at the age of 39 or at the age of 40, he will hit his hand on his chest and say, I have achieved what I want to achieve in football. At age 38 or 39 or 40, will Messi keep on playing till the age of 40, or he will retire from football at the age of 39? What have you seen from Messi? What have you seen from Ronaldo? These are the greatest footballers of all time. But one is superior than the other, and one is the greatest than the other. These are players. They have ratings. You will rate them, but you cannot rate them and separate them. When you want to talk about one person, you will talk about him, but the other person will also surpass the other person in terms of different levels when it comes to achievement. They've always done their best to create different euphoria when it comes to football. Messi is the god of football. Ronaldo is the king of football. The record has been set straight. One is the god and one is the king. God created kings. So what else will you say about that? These are the greatest, these are the finest footballers of all time. It's an emblem. You can never differentiate between Messi and Ronaldo. At Real Madrid in the Spanish La Liga match day 16, losing to Celta Vigo. Are you surprised that Real Madrid will lose to Celta by 2-0 on match day 16 in the Spanish La Liga? Are you surprised that Arsenal lost by 2-1 at the Villa Park to Aston Villa? Are you surprised the league title is just a twist and turn? Liverpool, who won the English Premier League in the 2024-2025 season, have to succumb to the worst defeats in their football in their football history, succumbing to worst defeats, and now 3-3 against Leeds United. Hugo Ekitike, since joining Liverpool in the 2024-2025 summer transfer window, has been the best footballer for Liverpool, has been the best goal scorer for Liverpool, has been the one turning things around for Liverpool, but it's been difficult. How can Liverpool and Ancelotti turn things around? Liverpool won the English Premier League title, the team that was built by Jurgen Klopp. Ancelotti hasn't built anything extraordinary for Liverpool to start winning games, to start leading the English Premier League table. Ancelotti hasn't proved a point to every single Liverpool fan. And he should be fired because the team has already been built under the legacy of Jurgen Klopp. And now Ancelotti took over. Liverpool winning the English Premier League in the 2024-2025 season, and he cannot prove what he did in 2024. He cannot prove it to the Liverpool supporters that what he did in 2024-2025 season, he is going to do more and better for Liverpool. It hasn't been the same ever since Jurgen Klopp left. Ever since Liverpool won the title in 2024-2025 season, they've not been their best. They've been the worst team so far. Every single player Ancelotti wanted has been bought for him, but he still cannot turn things around for Liverpool. How strange is it? How surprising is it that Ancelotti cannot transform the team that was transformed by one of the best coaches in the world, Jurgen Klopp? How possible is it that Ancelotti cannot make Liverpool how Jurgen Klopp made them? Buying Jeremy Frimpong, buying Alexander Isak, buying Florian Wirtz, and then letting go of Diaz to the German champions FC Bayern. And now Liverpool is struggling to pick points in the English Premier League. Liverpool is struggling in all competitions. Can Liverpool win the English Premier League? Can they come up on the English Premier League table and change the narrative? Can Arsenal win the English Premier League? Or can Man City win the English Premier League? How do you see the season so far? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, and Manchester United. Manchester United is 11th on the English Premier League table. Can Ruben Amorim turn things around against Wolves tonight? Can Ruben Amorim turn things around for Manchester United? Can he change the narrative? Can he change the situation for Manchester United? If Manchester United wins, they move up on the English Premier League table against Wolves. And the 3 maximum points at stake, Ruben Amorim and the players will definitely pick the 3 maximum points at stake against Wolves. One of the best teams in the English Premier League. Wolves is just too bad for them this season. But do you think Wolves will be relegated to the Championship in the 2025-2026 season? How is the teams you support fared so far in the English Premier League, in the Italian Serie A, in the German Bundesliga, in the Spanish La Liga, and in the French Ligue 1? How has the teams fared so far? Are you happy with the club you support? Or are you sad with the club that you support? How will things change for the club you love? How will things change for the club that you support so much? The season has been one of the worst for Liverpool. It has been one of the worst for Manchester United. It has been one of the worst for Tottenham Hotspur. After doing so well during the start of the English Premier League season, they've succumbed to one of the worst defeats in their football career, in their ever in the history of Tottenham Hotspurs to dare is to do, but they are not. When you dare them, they can't do it. The Red Devils. The Red Devils. Never see die spirit from the Red Devils. It's still not the same thing everyone ever always think of. But moments in the English Premier League will change. Moments in the Spanish La Liga will change. Moments in the French League 1 will change. And moments in the top flight German Bundesliga will always change. And in the Italian Serie A, it will always change. What has been the best moments in the Spanish La Liga for you? What has been the best moment in the German Bundesliga for you? What has been the best moment in the 2025-2026 season for you? How far do you think the club that you support has fared so far this season? The club that you love most, how far do you think they will go in the English Premier League, in the French League, in the German Bundesliga, in the Italian Serie A? How far do you think the club you love most will go? Do you think they are going to do well in the English Premier League? Do you think they are going to do well in the Spanish La Liga? And do you think they are going to do well in the French League, in the Italian Serie A, and in the German Bundesliga? Will the season change? Will the narrative and will the euphoria surrounding the club that you love the most change? How do you think the season will be for the club that you love most? Will things change to the best under the coach that you support, under the team that you love most? How did your weekend go if you are a football loving fan? How did your weekend go if you are a football loving fan? And one of the best clubs in the Ghana Premier League, Accra Hearts of Oak, lost by 2-0. How has the season fared so far in most of the leagues around the world that you support, that you love most? The season hasn't been the best for most of the clubs that you love most. The season hasn't been the best for most of the clubs that you support. The season hasn't been the best for most of the big clubs that you really love most. The best moment you can always think of is the moment when the league season kickstarts. The club that you think has 99.9% chance of winning the league, they won't be able to do it. And it's keep on progressing. It has happened to Manchester United. It has happened to Liverpool. And it's happening to Arsenal as well. And in the Spanish La Liga, it's happening to Real Madrid. And in the Italian Serie A, it's happening to Napoli. It's happening to AC Milan. It's happening to Roma. How do you think the season is faring for you if you support most of the best clubs in Europe and in the French League 1? RC Lens is doing so well in the French League 1 season 2025-2026. They've been one of the finest clubs in the French League 1. AS Monaco is also doing so well. Since Paul Pogba joined AS Monaco, they are doing so well when it comes to the French League 1. How do you think the league is going to be for most of the clubs that you support? In the 2025-2026 season has been one of the best seasons so far for most of the big clubs that you really support. The narrative and the euphoria is always going to change. The narrative and the euphoria surrounding the club that you love most is always going to change. And the best moments in the league centers, the best moments in the leagues, in the top flight English Premier League, in the top flight German Bundesliga, in the top flight Italian Serie A, in the top flight Spanish La Liga, the club that you love most, the club that you support, the narrative will always change. The narrative and the euphoria surrounding the club that you love most will always change, and it will always be determined by the club that you fancy, the club that you support, the club that you always want them to be the best. It will always be the best. Whichever way you want it, you will always see your club performing well when it comes to the season. How far do you think your club will go in the Spanish La Liga, in the German Bundesliga, in the Italian Serie A? Who do you think will win the Madrid or City? It's a difficult game, but Madrid will win. It will be a difficult game, but if you ask me to pick who is going to win, trust me, I'll go in favor of Manchester City because it's an English team. I'll go for Man City, but Madrid will always upset Man City. It will be a ding-dong affair between the two clubs. But at the end of the 90 minutes, we will see who is going to pick the 3 maximum points. If you ask me to predict, I can't. Because I love Real Madrid. Though I don't support Real Madrid, I love Real Madrid. Though I don't support Man City, they are English Premier League club. I love Manchester City. But if Madrid wins, I will be happy. If City wins, I will be happy. I'm in between who wins and who loses. Because if I choose, I will be biased. As a journalist, I can't choose. I support Real Madrid. Though I'm a Manchester United fan, I support Real Madrid most at times. But now, I can't pick who is going to win when it comes to this season in the UEFA Champions League. Bob, how are you doing? Do you think Liverpool will come back after their run? It's going to be difficult, Bob. It's going to be very difficult because Liverpool hasn't been one of the best clubs everyone has ever thought of. The team was built under Jurgen Klopp, and Ancelotti came in. The club that you used to win the English Premier League in 2024-2025 season, you can't do the same thing in the 2025-2026 season. That means Ancelotti can build a squad. And let's see in subsequent matches. How are you doing, my brother? Thank you so much, my brother. I'm doing good. I hope you're also doing great. Thank you so much for joining my live stream. When you join the live stream, please double tap on the screen, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you ask me if Liverpool will come back from their awful start in the English Premier League, I think they will. And if you ask me if Man City will also come back from their defeat, I think they will. Football has a lot of dynamics. A lot of things changes when it comes to football. A lot of clubs, things have happened to them when it comes to football. Join the live stream and let's have interaction. Who do you think is going to win the season trophy? Can Liverpool come back from their awful starts in the English Premier League? Can Liverpool come back from their awful and their dreadful performances in the English Premier League and win back the title they won in 2024-2025 season? Do you think Liverpool can do it? Do you think Liverpool can do it? Beyond all reasonable doubt, can they do it? Can Liverpool come back and win the English Premier League title they won in 2024? How possible is it that Liverpool will lead the English Premier League table and drop points? But a lot of things happens in football. It's happening to Liverpool, and things will change. 38 matches is going to be played in the English Premier League. 15 matches has been played so far. So things will definitely change for Liverpool. Things will definitely change for Manchester United. Things will definitely change for Real Madrid in the Spanish La Liga. Things will definitely change for AS Monaco in the French Ligue 1. Things will definitely change for Napoli in the Italian Serie A. A lot of games will be going on. A lot of things will have something to say when it comes to football. But the best and the biggest moment in the Spanish La Liga, in the German Bundesliga, in the English Premier League, in the French Ligue 1, in the Italian Serie A lot of things will change. The season is not over yet. The club that you wish will be up there, the season is not over yet. Keep praying and wishing your club well, and they will do it for you. If the season is over, that is when you will say your club hasn't achieved what they are supposed to achieve. But the season is still young. The season is not over yet. What is your favorite team? Mine is Barcelona. My favorite is Manchester United. In the English Premier League, my favorite is Manchester United. And I love FC Barcelona. But I like Real Madrid. Barca has been the team that always want to dominate, that always want to do well when it comes to the Spanish La Liga. They did so well in the 2023-2024. They did so well in the 2024-2025, and they won the treble in 2024-2025 season. So Barca, on a good day, they are going to do it. After moving to Spotify Camp Nou, they've been one of the finest clubs so far, winning from the Spotify Camp Nou and winning away to Real Betis by 5 goals to 3. Nobody ever thought Barcelona could do that against Real Betis. Lamine Yamal, after winning the November Player of the Month, also scored a goal. And it has been the finest season for Barcelona. It has been the finest season for Ancelotti. It has been the finest and the worst season for Ancelotti, starting so well in the English Premier League, and Hans Flick. It has been his worst start. But he came back and then he picked up the pieces and started winning matches for Barcelona. And things, after losing to Arsenal, after losing in the UEFA Champions League, 2 games in the UEFA Champions League, and Hans Flick has turned things around. Who do you think will be the World Cup champions? I'll pick 2 teams. If it doesn't go in favor of them, I have done my best. At the 2026 FIFA World Cup, it will be the final straw for Portugal. It will be the final straw for Argentina. They have the 2 greatest players, Messi and then Ronaldo. Everybody's attention will be switched, not because of the big teams, the big countries that are coming to the World Cup, but attention will be switched to Ronaldo, attention will be switched to Messi. These 2 players, everyone will have a great imagination that these 2 players should do well at the FIFA World Cup 2026, because it will be the final game for Messi. It will be the final game for Ronaldo. They won't be participating for the national team again after the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Portugal wants to win it, and Argentina also wants to win it to make it 2 trophies. And Messi will retire with 49 trophies if they win the FIFA World Cup 2026. He will retire with 49 trophies. And if Ronaldo also wins, it will be his first major trophy. I have to go, sorry, but nice chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will also be moving out of the live stream in the next few minutes. At the moment, in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, will be the final moment for Ronaldo, and it will be the final moment for Lionel Messi. These 2 players have the chance of lifting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 48 teams. It will be dropped down to round of 32, and it will be dropped down to round of 16, and it will move to the quarterfinals, and it will move to the semi-finals, and it will move to the finals. So the clubs that will do well in the countries that will do well at the 2026 FIFA World Cup will also be there to put smiles on the faces of everyone that will support them. But do you think it will be in favor of Ronaldo, or do you think it will be in favor of Messi? Let me know what you think about the club you think has 99.9% chance of winning the FIFA World Cup 2026. Messi and Ronaldo, it will be their final year, their final moment, their final edition when it comes to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It will be their final moment. Messi at age 39 or at age 38, he will play the FIFA World Cup as his final game. Ronaldo at age 41 or at age 40, he will play his final World Cup game for Portugal. Messi will also play his final World Cup game for Argentina. Which one of these 2 players is going to win the FIFA World Cup 2026? Do you think these 2 teams will qualify out of their group and make it to the round of 32? Do you think these 2 teams will qualify out of their group and make it to the round of 16? Do you think these 2 teams will qualify out of their group and make it into the finals of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Can Ronaldo do it? And can Messi do it? These are the two great players when it comes to the World Cup and when it comes to club football. These are the two players that have done so much when it comes to football. They've achieved everything, they've won everything. And when it comes to the greatest footballer of all time, when it comes to the god of football, it's Leo Messi. You can write it, you can take it, or you can leave it. Messi is a god of football, and Ronaldo is the king of football. So you can judge between these two who is the greatest and who is the GOAT. 48 trophies in his entire football career, the only footballer who has won 8 World Best Footballer of the Year awards. And it can never be achieved by anyone than the god of football from Argentina, the only player with the magnetic feet, the only player with the golden feet, the only player with the touch of class, the only player with the symbol when it comes to football. He has done so well. He has achieved so much when it comes to football. Moving to Inter Miami since 2023 and winning 4 trophies. Do you think Messi has achieved the greatest when it comes to football? Do you think Messi has done so much when it comes to football? Do you think Messi has lived up to the expectations you've always been waiting for? And do you think the FIFA World Cup finals, the FIFA World Cup 2026, which will be starting in June, is going to be the final moment everyone has always been waiting for? Which one do you think is going to happen? Which one do you think has been the best when it comes to football, when it comes to Messi, when it comes to Ronaldo, when it comes to the Premier League, when it comes to the Spanish La Liga, when it comes to the German Bundesliga, when it comes to the Italian Serie A? Which one has been your best moment? And how do you think the World Cup will be? 2026 FIFA World Cup. How do you think it's going to be? Madrid losing, Liverpool drawing. How do you think the season has been so far? If you are a Liverpool fan, if you are a Madrid fan, if you are a Barca fan, and if you are a Manchester United fan, and if you support Man City, how do you think the season has been so far for you? And if you are there to do, which is Tottenham Hotspurs, how has the season so far become for your club? Do you think and the scenario will change for Tottenham Hotspurs, for Manchester United, for Liverpool, for Arsenal, for Man City? And can Arsenal lose the English Premier League title to Man City, who is 2 points behind Arsenal? Can the narrative change? Can Mikel Arteta change the narrative and win the English Premier League? Do you think Mikel Arteta should be fired at the end of the season if he can win the English Premier League? All the players he wants has been bought for him. Achievements when it comes to the ball on the pitch, he hasn't achieved what everyone wants him to achieve. Losing by 2-1 to Aston Villa at the Villa Park is the worst defeat Arsenal has ever suffered. After losing by 1-0 to Liverpool, the worst season so far has been losing 2-1 to Aston Villa at the Villa Park. At the Villa Park, Aston Villa has been unbeaten in several games. They've done so well when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. They've done so well when it comes to the English Premier League. They've been one of the best clubs in the English Premier League. And the narrative will always change. Do you think Arsenal can win the English Premier League? Do you think Real Madrid can win the Spanish La Liga? And do you think Napoli can win the Italian Serie A? And do you think the narrative will change in the French League 1? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Share and turn your notification button on. Follow all our social media platforms on X, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. And subscribe to SCTV Sports on YouTube. And I'll always bring you the most exclusive when it comes to sports news around the world. Just stay grit to your seat as always, and I'll bring you the best, nothing but the best. And may the good Lord always be with you.